We are in the middle of graduation season, and for this year's class, it's been less pomp and more circumstance after more than 2 years of the pandemic. CBS News special correspondent and NFL Today host James Brown recently went back to his high school where he was a standout basketball star. He reflected on 4 key lessons he learned from his parents, his teachers, and his coaches. This spring, JB shared those lessons with graduates from the schools of education and communication at American University in Washington. And now he's sharing them with us.
My parents made it clear that the 5 of us kids had to understand that education and academic excellence were the
foundation stones for success in the game of life. The first lesson I shared was explaining my early education experience, which in fact was a tale of 2 types of educators. One who in the 5th grade saw me reading a book titled, "So You Want to Be a Doctor?" Without hesitation, she told me that kids like me don't do well in math and science, and I should choose another profession. Crushing words never to be forgotten. You know, words are powerful, potentially life-altering, especially at a young age and coming from an authority figure. Rejection is a powerful weapon against one's self-worth, and those seeds planted in the soil of unbelief can produce a harvest of failure. In fact, I did struggle academically until the 7th grade, when thankfully both my homeroom teacher and French teacher encouraged me by making it clear that I did have gifts and talents and they would help me. And those gifts would be developed with good old-fashioned hard work. That was right in line with what my brothers, sister, and I always heard from our parents, who were high school graduates with PhDs in drive and determination. The lesson here is that the best educators use words that inspire, edify, and exhort. High expectations from educators do yield fruit. Lesson 2, I addressed a concern that the future journalists had about how they would fit in this rapidly changing media environment. And I emphasized, excellence always stands out. To have an insatiable appetite for learning, to pursue a variety of assignments, and to be inquisitive. Heavens, I did a gymnastics event with Olympic gold medalist Mary Lou Retton, and I asked her why the men didn't do routines on the balance beam like I saw the women doing. Well, she sheepishly didn't answer the question, assuming I would figure it out pretty quickly. And I did learn to ask better questions after that. The third major lesson was to establish the importance of having an excellent foundation.
How you doing?
So fine, sir.
How are you?
American military hero General Norman Schwarzkopf, in a speech to corporate titans, stressed that in his research of why many leaders failed despite their impressive skill sets was due to their lack of virtues, specifically character and integrity.
Roosevelt cheered as President of the United States.
That brought to mind the quote by former American President Theodore Roosevelt, who said, quote, "To educate in mind and not in morals is to educate a menace to society." The fourth and final lesson, it's not just about winning, it's the way you win. Something I learned here at DeMatha Catholic High School from my coach, Morgan Wooten. He finished an incomparable 46-year career with the winningest record in the country and became the first high school coach to be inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. And just like Pro Football Hall of Fame coach Tony Dungy and the legendary College Football Hall of Fame coach Eddie Robinson, the common thread between these uncommon leaders is that they never used profanity with their players. They all ascribed to the belief that the most effective 4-letter word you can use and model to ensure success in any profession is L-O-V-E, love. Because love is not boastful or proud or rude. It never gives up. It never loses faith.
Because love is more durable and it will always last. And now I encourage you, go out and knock them alive. God bless you.
JB's parents' drive and focus on education and academic excellence proved to be the foundation for his success. He was elected president of his high school class and became the first college-educated member of his family, graduating from Harvard University. Well, just recently, JB was honored with the induction into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. He is quite a role model.
He's amazing. He's an amazing person. He's an amazing broadcaster. He tells a great story. I stay glued to the screen when I see him come on.
And he is as good a man off camera as he is on camera. He is the best colleague you could ever have.
One of my favorite people.